Hey y'all, this is That Mother Effing Podcast back again. Going over the worst mother. Who is the worst mother in the power universe to you? Is it Tasha? Is it Monet? Is it Rock? Who is it? We're all going to run through a couple of reasons why we feel a particular mother is the worst mother. And I guess at the end, we'll see who is the worst. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start it off with Tasha. Since Tasha was the first mother that we all, came to know, some of us liked her, some of us did not. Some of us felt like Tasha was the blame for every single thing that has happened. And I'm kind of like one of those people that think Tasha is the blame for, really everything that happened. But so one of the
Fact.
reasons that I feel that she's the worst mother is because with the first episode, when she saw Ghost give his number or, take Angela's number, immediately when she got in the car to go back home, she was already acting like a hoe immediately. So not only did she see him, possibly cheating, but she decided, oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do something a little bit extra too. So I don't feel that that was being a good mother because whereas you're talking about Ghost is the one destroying your family, you was destroying your family as well with doing what you were doing with somebody that your kids loved like a brother. Okay, he was a young boy, and your kids looked at him like a brother, and you are borderline the reason why Sean is dead as well. Because if Sean would have never fell, head over heels for you, then he would not have succumbed to his death probably because he wouldn't have been sitting there trying to, hurt Ghost when 50 Cent told him, go ahead and do this, etc. So I feel like from the jump, she was acting hoish. And if Ghost figured that out, that would have put a strain on their relationship. Now, also, of course, Ghost was wrong for that too, but at the end of the day, that was not being a good mother. That was not protecting your family. So simple, but that's one of my reasons. Um, Reason number two, she did not want Ghost to get out the game. And she was too concerned with protecting her lavish lifestyle than thinking about the effects that this will have on her children. And ultimately, him staying in the game led to Raina's death. It led to Tariq wanting to get in the game himself. He met up with 50 Cent. He would have, he may have still have, crossed paths with 50 Cent, just the way 50 Cent had things, planned out, But at the end of the day, Raina probably wouldn't have died. They wouldn't have had all the extra issues that they had. Ghost would have been able to make legitimate money. He would have never went to jail. Yeah, he probably still would have cheated. Okay. You never know what would have happened there. But I definitely feel like a lot of the things that happened is because he stayed in the game. If he would have left the game, who knows where they would be now. So
Right.
that's one of my other reasons. Um, I also feel like she's a bad mom because Ghost wanted Tariq to take accountability for what he did and wanted him to, take responsibility, go and do the time. And you listen, I'll help you out. And she's like, nah, she just wants to yell at him. And that's it. There was really no other consequences, except for, you know what, we'll take this route for you. So she is basically enabling him to go ahead and do other, crimes. Now, yeah, it was messed up for Ghost to say to him, you did this, now you need to, pay the price for it, especially when Ghost has did so many things and haven't had to pay the price for it. So that was messed up. However, she basically just wanted to sweep it under the rug and let, Ghost take the responsibility of it, without Tyreek learning any type of lesson. Um, so, and at the end of the day, she ended up in prison because she didn't allow him to face any consequences. So that's another area where she wasn't thinking about his well being or even Yaz's well being because she was too concerned with saving him, not saving the entire family as a whole. I mean, if he goes down and she goes down, it's like, what do you have? You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. So next, I would say she's also a bad mom because she helps her son to plan his father's murder. I mean, not only did you risk him and your daughter not having a father, and the daughter having to deal with another heartbreak of losing another sibling, but you also now put yourself in danger of being in jail and now having your kids lose two parents, you know? And then you also create, I want to say, in a sense, like a monster in your son for him to, go ahead and help plan his father's death. Like that's something that, could mess up a kid. You know what I'm saying? And make him, feel okay with committing other murders, you know? So that was another one of my reasons. Um, and then lastly, Tasha agreed to help him learn the game, teach him the game. You know, there we go again with her enabling his behavior versus trying to make him see another way. And I understand that she's like, listen, this is who he is, this is what he's going to do. But that doesn't mean that you teach him how to do it. Okay. That means you tell him, be safe, or if you're going to do that, you're not going to be in my home, or you know what I'm saying? That's the type of vibe that you should be on. Not, well, let me teach you how to do it. Let me show you how to do this. Let me teach you how to, either end your life quicker by going to jail or dying. Because they say there's only two ways you leave this game, right? You either are in jail or you're going to die. So, I mean, now you just put a sentence on your son, whether it's a jail sentence or it's a death sentence, and you agree to that. Again, no consequences for anything that he did. Now you're just going to teach him how to do it. So she was an enabler. She enabled everybody to be bad in a sense. She enabled Ghost to be bad. She enabled her child to, be in the street, and like I said, there was no consequences for any of that, and she tells him, you got to do both. Whereas Ghost told him, I want you to go to school. I don't want you to do that. She says, no, you know what? You could do both. As long as you go to school, I'll teach you the game. We looked at Ghost like he was just this bad person for what he did and what he was saying. But when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, he should have took responsibility for what he did. He should have, because he was making so many decisions that just was not right. So he should have took responsibility, and maybe Ghost could have helped him out. But no, because he didn't take no responsibility, look where he is now. Still fighting the same type of things he was fighting, in Power, book one. You know what I'm saying? So those are my reasons for Tasha. So
Okay.
Jane Mills, I don't know if y'all have anything to say or you just want to go straight to Monet.
I mean, I'm good. I pretty much agree with everything you said. Yeah. So
Okay.
Yeah, I pretty much agree too. Like, I mean, we always looked at Ghost or Kanan being a villain, but behind the scenes, just like you mentioned, Tasha was kind of the villain in a way. So
Mhm.
because she kept on, enabling people,
Yeah, she
like
enabled all of them. She even enabled what is Keisha? She
Lakeisha.
enabled Keisha.
Right.
Keisha was, a good girl,
Yeah.
not involved in any of that. She enabled Keisha to get up in that. She even tried to manipulate her to be with Tommy, to the benefit of her. Everything she did was to the benefit of her. It wasn't to the benefit of nobody else but Tasha St. Patrick. And I understand that she loved her kids and she wanted to protect them, but she still got, like Ghost said, that mindset of the hood rat. Okay, still had the mindset of the hood rat. Look how
Mhm.
easy when she saw Ghost give a number out, she went in the car and now she's showing skin. Hood rat.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just she showed us nothing good from the beginning. So it was hard to like her. I think, after a couple, episodes, seasons, well, I don't even want to say a couple episodes because the first season, I don't think nobody really cared for her. But it took a couple seasons for people to, warm up. But then when Ghost started acting like a-hole, then everybody's like, oh, I feel so bad. And I felt so bad too. However, when I look back at it now, I'm like, I mean, was he really wrong?
And some of the stuff, nah. He was
Right,
definitely right by trying to get Tariq to be a man about the stuff he did. He
right.
chose to shoot the cop. He chose to be in the game, which got his sister killed,
Yep,
Yeah.
and then he shot the cop. Every choice was his, so you got to
right,
pay the consequences for it.
right. And if you think about it, you know, in the grand scheme of things, now we don't know, about Ghost's dad or anything, but in the grand scheme of things, what Tyreek did at a young age or caused, you know, Ghost didn't really cause that bad on the family. He may have caused it for other families,
Mhm.
but not on the family to where he needed to really take that much responsibility. Now, at the end of the day, we're putting the responsibility on him that Raina died, because if he would have never been in this life, Tyreek would have never did this, whatever. But then I guess that brings it back to Tasha,
Yeah.
Right.
because she didn't want him out that life, but then again we can say, did he really stay in because of Tasha? No.
Nah, he
Right,
had those outside circumstances. That's
right,
what made him have to stay in there.
right. So can't put 100% blame on her, but at the same time, she didn't do anything to help at
Right.
all. If
Right.
anything, she helped bring the kids down.
Yeah.
So, and I could also say real quick too, she wasn't a good mother, that when she was going to go on a run and leave her daughter. And I understand that you wanted to leave your daughter, because you felt like it would be safer without her. But there you go, abandoning one kid for Tyreek. You keep on doing all these things for Tyreek, trying to save Tyreek. Save yourself.
Right.
That boy don't want to be saved. Like Project Pat, don't save her. You don't want to be saved. Like,
Yeah.
don't,
Oh wow. Yeah.
like, but all right, go ahead with Monet, because I could talk all day.
Yeah. Are we getting into Monet? All right. Her top five moments. Basically, the reasons why I think she's a bad mom. Um, we're gonna kick it off by season one. With season one, with her cheating on her locked up kingpin husband, Lorenzo. She was cheating on him with the cop officer Ramirez. I felt like that was just a bad look overall. That reference back to Power, also with
Mhm.
with Ghost and Angela and everything. So
Right.
felt like she was a bad mom for that. And also in season two, she was cheating with Mecca, cheating on Lorenzo, with Mecca also. So
Mhm.
I felt like that was just two bad decisions being made on there. So
Mhm.
that's my first reason. My second
Okay.
reason is being way overprotective with Drew and Diana. We
Mhm.
see this in season one and season two. A good example of her being overprotective for Diana is by not allowing her to go to school. She said she wanted to go to school, learn some more business, marketing, stuff like that. But her mom kept on restricting her, you know, all the time. And with Drew, She kept on trying to save Drew. Like I think there was a time when Drew tried to meet up with when Lorenzo wanted Drew. I think it was Monet wanted Drew to meet up with GTG about something, but then she knew she had to help him, so she had Kanan, not Kanan, but Kane go behind him.
Lorenzo wanted him to.
Yeah,
She wanted
Lorenzo
Kane
wanted him
though.
to commit, but she had Kane, just follow him just in case. So she's always
Mhm.
trying to protect, always trying to save them, all the
Right,
time.
right.
And I think that Diana and Drew are like late teens, early 20s, both of them, like
Mhm.
18, like between 18 and 21. So at some point you got to let your kids, live their lives at some point. So I felt like she was still being overprotective at that point.
I
Um,
want to say, can I jump in there?
Gonna jump in.
Because is being overprotective being a bad mother though? You
I feel
know,
like,
In the
I feel like,
kids' eyes, of course, yeah, but
right.
that's not really a bad mother, In some senses, I wouldn't say it is, but
okay,
Now
but
I see now I see where you were going with it, right? I see where you were going with it. But I don't think it's the overprotectiveness. I think it's she
control,
hinders them. She
controlling them,
hinders them from being able to progress.
yeah,
yeah,
Um, and I think that goes with what you're saying. I just think it's not overprotective. It's hindering them, and I don't know what other word you want to use.
restricting them,
Okay,
hindering them.
yeah,
Okay,
right, restricting them.
okay.
Yeah, because overprotective, I'm like, that's not that bad.
I feel like she was being over the top. Like she didn't allow Drew to go up to Stansfield. Like soon as she found out that Diana or Drew went to Stansfield, she was trying to cut everything off. At some point
Right,
in time. Now, I mean, season one, but now season two, she's okay with it. But I'm saying, like at first, she wasn't down with all that. You know.
right,
So
right.
I felt like she was just doing. I felt like she was just doing the most for some
How
kids
old
that
are they?
are grown.
How
So
old are they?
I think they're both. I think they're both out of high school. They have to be over 18. I'll say between 18 and 21.
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, because why is
hold on, I can
right?
look it up right now.
Yeah,
Because you
look
got
it up.
Diana. I think Diana's the youngest, and she was talking about taking college classes.
Right. That's why I was
And
wondering,
then
like, did she just graduate high school or
I'm
has she
thinking,
already been out?
I'm thinking between 19 and 21. Her and Drew are probably 19, 20, or something like that. I know Kane is the oldest, and Kane may be like 22, 23.
Right. He was somewhere around there.
And the fact that the kids are still living with them. I mean, I guess they're still comfortable and staying with her, but like if she's being that overprotective and trying to rule everything, like being like no one's trying to move out or anything. I'm like, this is crazy.
Well, that's
Drew's
New
date of
York.
birth is supposed to have been in 2001,
Okay.
from what I see. So he was born in 2001.
All right, so it kicked off in 2020, so he was around 19, so to speak, and on the show.
Uh,
Diana
So
was how old?
Kane
Diana was 17
Kane
or 18.
was born in 1999,
Okay, so that made him 21 when season one first started.
and Diana was born in 2002. So yeah, they all pretty much grown.
Yeah,
College age, high school age.
yeah,
High school age, Diana, see, but I can understand them being still strict on Diana if she was, 17, 18. I can understand that. Like, and the thing is, when you still live in your parents' house, they still feel like that they can dictate what you do and how you do it and etc. um so overprotective, I don't really think that that's that bad, but it's just the fact that she hinders them from progressing in life because what it is she wants them to be in the drug game.
yeah.
Right.
That's another thing. That's another thing.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
um, what I was going to bring up also is another bad mom moment for her. I feel like is her bringing somebody from the outside into the family business. We all know Tariq St. Patrick, and then her choosing Kane her choosing Tariq over Kane multiple times and over Drew multiple times.
Mhm.
There was multiple situations where she trusted Tariq more than she trusted Kane
Mhm.
in situations. She had Tariq run an extension of her drug business on campus at a college campus, but she basically felt like Kane was just there just to scare people, just to be the muscle, like the enforcer of the group,
Mhm.
out of the entire family. So there was times where, Kane and Tariq bumped heads a lot of times because of that reason. I felt like, you know, and I felt like Monet, the fact that she brought Tariq in and she's choosing him over an outsider over her son, Kane, I felt like that was a bad move too, also because it caused a lot of conflict. It caused some conflict within the family. At the beginning, I think everything is okay now, but she caused a lot of conflict by doing it.
Okay.
You know, another bad mom moment. I felt like, of course, this is the one that we. It's like one of the biggest bad mom moments I feel like in Power history is Monet not telling Zeke that she's her mother. She's his mother, and letting Diana find out about it. The fact that Diana found out about it, and everything. So I felt like she was just withholding information about that. And she should have just been honest with him because I felt like she was so protective of Zeke too. I was thinking like, why she's so overprotective of Zeke, and that's like her nephew, but that's really her son. That's really her son at the end of the day. So I felt like she should have, once she found out, once she knew about it, I felt like she should have just been honest and open. I felt like that particular situation blew up the entire situation of the family, of the whole Tejada family.
Right.
Now Lorenzo has trust issues. You know, Diana definitely has trust issues. Drew has trust issues, and Kane, and you even throw Tariq in there. And I think
Mhm.
that the trust issue with Diana and Monet in season 3 that may cause a lot of conflict. In upcoming season of that. So that's like one of the bigger moments. And also, my last moment is Monet trying to convince Kane to kill Lorenzo. We know that didn't really happen, but she was trying to manipulate Kane to do something to kill his own father. And I felt like that was like another bad mom moment for her too. Also.
Even though we know that she did not intend for him to really kill him,
Yeah,
she manipulated him.
yeah,
Um, she wasn't honest with him. I think for me, Monet, you know, everything really boils down to that as overprotective as she really didn't have loyalty to her family. So, whereas Tasha was all about herself, um, and, just doing everything that was best for her, Monet really had no loyalty.
none.
Like if you think about things that you said and you think about, how she would choose an outsider over her kids,
Yes.
how she would
But
trust
but she
an
did have
outsider.
loyalty. She did have loyalty towards Zeke. Like he was the go to. All the
He
rest of them she didn't care nothing about like she did for Zeke
Right,
And you
right,
know why?
because he was the escape plan.
Go
right,
ahead. Go ahead, Josie.
right. He was the escape plan. I think
Yeah.
also too you have to mention that, yeah, it was bad that she didn't tell him, that she was his mother, but it was also one of the worst things that she lied to him about his age. Now
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
I
Also.
feel like that was almost worse than her not telling him that she was his mother,
Right.
because you are running around, possibly committing rape, for, certain people. He has you in college at a late age. You're behind from where you really should be, because you think you are, younger than you actually are. I feel like that, would mess somebody up more than, the mother part. Because it's like, okay, you didn't tell me that, but damn, you had to lie to me about my age.
Right.
Like that just is like a whole nother level, like a whole nother level.
Yeah, but I feel like that the fact that she held that information in just wrecked the whole family. I feel like the whole
Oh
family
yeah,
fell
yeah,
apart
yeah.
in season three.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Like,
that. But I was just
nobody-
saying that was also another point
yeah,
of hers, that she, not only did she lie about being his mother, but you lied about his age to make your story sound right.
yeah.
Like that was definitely messed up. Like definitely.
Right. Right.
All right, what you got for Rock? Even though we know we only have a season and a half of Rock,
Right.
but we still got some good things on her.
Right. I managed to stretch a little something out. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully I can get some, some good points across with these. So my first one, I said the obvious one. She convinced him to kill his father, which of course he didn't know was his father. But on top of that, his father's a cop, a detective. Being that he's high ranked in the police force, and you convince your son to kill him just so you can get your business and do what you do. And I feel like she used manipulation to basically set him, pretty much like Jukebox said, set him up, because it could have went wrong and he could have got killed, or it went wrong, gun jam, anything could have. You don't know how things really work. So that's how I'm looking at it, like, damn, like, you sent your son to pretty much damn near could have been a suicide mission. Is
Right.
shooting at a cop. So that's the
Right.
first
It
one.
was double-headed sword, a cop and your dad. Like
Right.
double-headed.
That's
It was.
that's like, I'm and which is funny because you look at the power and how everybody on every universe, moms is getting the kid to kill or set up the dad to get killed. From Tasha
Hmm.
doing it, from Monet doing it, even though, like you said, it was more of a manipulation play. Kane still pulled the gun out and was about to shoot him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
Right.
saying? But he just froze up and couldn't do it.
Right.
Mhm.
Kanan actually pulled the trigger, and Tariq actually pulled the trigger. So
Right.
Right.
it's wild how all three of them is the same thing. The whole narrative is the same. But
Right.
but yeah,
Hmm.
that's my first one. My second one would be,
And let me say this real quick. And isn't it funny that Kane couldn't do it, Mr. Tough Guy?
it show you who really got heart.
Yeah.
Right. Right about
Kanan
that.
got heart, and Tariq had heart. Well,
Yeah.
I
Kane.
wouldn't even. I'm not even gonna say that. Tariq was more upset than he was just, oh, I'm hard and gangster, whatever. He was just more upset at his pops. You know what I'm saying? His pops was trying to do what he did.
He was trying to protect
Hmm.
his mom too. Also, let's not forget that he put
Right.
Ghost put him on Tasha.
Right. So he had a
Shoot.
different motive behind his. Kane was just like, Kane was on the same thing, protecting his mom, but Kane it was like, I just got hard enough to do this. I got to do this for moms.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. But that take me to my second one. My second one is that she manipulates Rock manipulates Kane as if he just another business associate. She took him to Catskill to get him, because she saw him talking to Howard about, what we assume him being the father, and she took him away just to try to get his mind off and say, "Oh, you want to be in the game, so now I'm gonna put you in." Now all of a sudden you want to put him 100% in the game after you
Mm-hmm.
see him talking to his father, because you're
Mm-hmm.
scared he gonna turn on you because he lied to you about who he was gonna hang with and ended up hanging with, Howard. I'm like, nah, see. And she do it consecutively, manipulation after manipulation, including the people around her, which could be dangerous because it could fall back on Kanan too. You
Right.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Then number three, which I just mentioned, her taking him to Catskill, technically I almost got him killed because he was about to get killed by the little racist dude, mobster dude. So
Yeah.
if that had happened, it would have been bad too. But the reason why I say she a bad mom for that is because if she had just left everything alone instead of trying to take him out of town and manipulate him, none of that would have never happened. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? She wouldn't have been, because she knew. I'm pretty sure she knew it was some kind of issues by the way she disrespectfully went at the mobster. When she was talking to him. Like
Right.
something gonna happen. And
Mm-hmm.
bringing him in at this time is the wrong time. You should have been had him in there and had him prepared to do whatever he needed to do.
Right.
Cause he coming in he's still kind of fresh to be real. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, number four, like I said, a lot of this was kind of I'm having to stretch some stuff, so I had to put that she had him help her bury the body. Which I know he has seen a dead body and he had killed somebody already, but just add more pressure on him or add more. I'm trying to see what's the word I'm looking for. Add more, just I guess more stress to what's already going on by having him, help
Right.
bury a body. So
Right.
now he looking at it like, damn, like I'm burying a body and all this. I done seen my homie dead and all this. You had something to do with that, all that will do. I'm like, she just steady piling extra stuff on top of manipulation.
Right.
Right.
You know,
But she's trying to build a soldier though, so you got to look at it like that too. So you got to see all
right,
that.
right, right,
She's trying
yeah,
to build a soldier, but that's not what your mother should be teaching you to do. Build a,
Yeah, but
burying a body. Like that's,
yeah,
that's not what mothers do. Like
but,
so. But
but
I
we
feel
know.
like I get it.
Yeah,
In their world, I get it. But that's almost like Tasha, showing Tyreek how to, sell drugs.
yeah,
mm-hmm,
Where I get it's, burying a body is, more, or I mean, at the end of the day, they're both bad,
but you
right,
you know.
got to think about Tariq and Kanan's mindset too. They were going to do it anyway.
You said
You know,
what?
they were going to do it anyway. They're going to sell drugs and be in that game anyway.
But so you think it's good that your mother teaches you that though?
I'm not saying it's a
Whether
good
you
thing.
was gonna do it anyways,
It's a good. I'm not necessarily saying it's a good thing, but I'm
but that
saying like
doesn't make them a good mother.
it
and I
doesn't
don't,
make.
I honestly, I don't think Kanan was as much gonna be in the game anyway as Tariq was, because remember, Kanan didn't have a Kanan in his life. You know what I'm saying? Like Kanan was in Tariq's life, so he helped manipulate him to be in the game. Whereas Kanan was just trying to get his mom to let him in the game. He could have went to school and did what he did. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And that's also like with Monet, Drew and um
Diana.
Diana, they didn't even want to do this.
Right. They could have did, Drew with the art, Diana with I guess she wanted to do business like accounting and stuff like
Right.
that too.
Something like
They
that.
don't
Yeah.
even want to be in this life. But their
Right.
parents are teaching them the ways to be in this life. You
All right.
know what I'm saying? So that's something that all three
Exactly.
of them have in common.
Oh yeah,
Right.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And we'll think we would think it would be more the dads doing it, if it wasn't power. But their focus. I mean, the main focus on power is the moms manipulating, the
You're right.
kid.
Even
You know,
though if Lorenzo was out, he would be doing it.
he
Um,
would. So
but I
she,
don't
Fact.
think
Yeah,
he'd be
because it
doing it with
showed that he was
Diana.
doing it.
yeah,
I don't think he'd
Right.
be doing it with Diana though.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
Mhm.
But that leads me to my last one, which is that she continuously lies to him about who his father is. She took him to prison to talk to somebody who supposedly knew his father, who we know now was undercover. and was no way for him to have kids. He was just using Rock as a front, so wouldn't nobody think he a punk in the streets.
Mhm.
And she continuously lies about that, telling him, "Oh, this dude is his father," when his real father is the person she tried to get him to kill.
Mhm.
So it's just, and then just to add an extra little bonus in there because I had already kind of skimmed over it. The fact that she had her friend, or had his friend, had Kanan's friend killed,
Yeah.
his best friend that he had grew up with killed,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
and she just threw it out there like that's what I had to do to save you. Whoop de whoop whoop. So now on top of that, now he feeling bad like, oh shit, it's my fault because I did what I did when me and him killed old boy. Now my friend gone, but you know what I'm saying. For her to keep it a secret on and then throw it like, oh yeah, I did it to protect you. Now he feeling double the effect of whatever he got to go through.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So
I got. I have one more I want to add.
okay.
I have one more I want to add right quick. On the first episode, Kanan. I mean, Rock had a choice with Kanan. He could have sent Kanan to his grandmother's at the very beginning,
Right.
or he stayed with the family. He stayed with the family and got involved with the family business. So Rock had a choice, and I felt like the choice that she made for Kanan was a bad mom move. Also, by
Right.
allowing him to stay with the family and get involved with the family business at the very beginning. Because I felt like if he went to his grandmother's, I don't think he may have been involved with the drug game. I think he may have gotten a little bit of trouble, but not this deep into the drug game like he is now. You know.
Right. Right.
So
So if we had to, pick who we felt was the worst mother out of everything that we just heard, the question is, who would you pick? So for me, I'm gonna have to go with Raquel. And my reasoning for that is because while Mary didn't have any loyalty and she was, manipulative and she, lied about the father, um, Rock has did every one of those things I just named. While Tasha enabled her kid, um, she cheated, etc., that messed up her family. Um, I'm sorry, not that she just cheated, but Ghost cheated as well. But that those are things that aided to Sean dying. It. You know what I'm saying? Like she made a lot of choices that were just really all about herself. Um, Basically, Rock did the same thing. Um, the only difference that we had is where Monet lied about being his mother, but Rock lied about who his father was. So at the end of the day, she has done the same things that Monet has done, and she has done the same things that Tasha has done. Monet hasn't done the things that Tasha, has done. Well, she has. But I would say Monet isn't as selfish. She didn't make all her decisions wasn't about herself. It wasn't about you know, furthering herself and getting what she wants and etc. Her decisions really did were based around her family. Whether they
what?
were the right decisions or not, they were based around her family. Um, Tasha, on the other hand, you know, all her decisions were based upon herself and what was going to help her out. Yeah, she wanted her kids to be helped out. You know what I'm saying? She wanted Tyreek to have help. But then also, too, it showed to me like favoritism for Tyreek because it's like you didn't care about Yaz. You wasn't concerned about Yaz at all. To me, Monet is the best mother out of
Mhm.
all of them. She was just hindered her kids and was overprotective, but she was the best mother. Tasha comes next, and then Rock was the worst. That's my
Yeah,
opinion.
Yeah, I had to agree with that. Based on because Monet used, even though the way she went about it with manipulation and kind of being iffy behind it and not telling him the whole truth. She definitely was using Zeke as an escape plan to get out of that life, to not have to go and continuously have to be in a life where you have to look over your shoulders. Build a better life for your kids.
Right.
Now, like you said, it wasn't too much loyalty behind that because she was gonna leave uh old boy that was locked up, and she was gonna leave him and let him just rot in wherever he at. Where
Right.
even if he got out, he wasn't gonna be able to find her or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I still like I agree with you with her being the number one as far as the best mother.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I'm gonna have to say the same. Rock was, even though they all, like I said earlier, they all had a hand in the fathers almost getting killed. And well, with Ghost, he got killed, but still, I had to go with Rock because Rock is manipulating continuously and steady. Just it's just everything she did from she killed a child. You know what I'm saying? And then
Right.
her excuse was that other people, the streets need a body. They was gonna come for him. If that's how they was gonna do it, then you go to war behind your child with the adults. You don't get another child killed. You know what I'm saying?
She's so cold.
That's cold blooded.
Yeah, she cold. And we
Yeah,
only a season and a half in.
right. We don't even know what's what I'm saying, what's next shit. You never know what's gonna happen with her.
Right.
And I would have to agree with what y'all just said. I would say Monet is probably the best mom. Just like y'all said, she was trying to use Zeke as the get out ticket, and then she was trying to get Drew and Diana involved with Zeke's life once they
Mm.
get into the NBA too, also. So
Right,
I
right,
feel like Monet had good intentions to get out of the game, but since everything that happened at the end of season two, they're still in the game. Tariq is still involved. It's gonna probably piss off Kane even more now. She the whole thing with Zeke is just, like I said, broke up the family. I felt like so we'll see what happens with that. Tasha's in second. We know everything that happened with Tasha, um, between cheating on Ghost with Sean, especially teaching Tariq the game and all that. But Rock is probably the worst because she keeps on lying about detective Howard. She lied about DEF CON. You know, she keeps on lying to Kanan about everything.
Right.
She's sending. I think she's sending out little spies. I still think Palomar and the other girl, I forgot her name, is still. I think Rock may have sent them to spy on Kanan while he's over there with what's his name, Fame, and all that. So I think
She's the type to do that.
she's the type to do
right.
that. So she's always. I feel like she's very manipulative, and she's just trying to she's always thinking about herself and how to come out on top. And I would not be surprised if she takes out one of her brothers, probably Luke. I would not be surprised if she gets to that extent. You know, so
Okay.
nothing really matters to her. I think she cares about Kanan, but I feel like to a certain extent. But I feel like her two brothers, Marvin and Lou, I feel like she could possibly kill them at any point.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll see if that happens. I saw something today saying that this could go on for possibly 6 seasons.
Wow,
So,
wow.
yeah.
I'm sure it
So,
will. I'm sure it will. If based on the first one, and then they've been in talks of doing that, so I'm sure it
mhm.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, okay. Do we have anything else to add?
I don't
Nah,
have. I think we hit all the key points.
Okay. All right. So, y'all, let us know in the comments who you believe is the worst mom. You hear us. We chose Raquel. She's the worst mom of in the Power universe. Okay. And we only are 1 season and a half in with her. So, what else can she do to top these other two, mothers? She's already at the top. But what else can she do? You know what I'm saying? Monet, we got Monet coming back in a couple months or whatever. So, she may do some wild stuff as well. But right now, Rock is holding the trophy right now. as the worst
Right.
mother in the Power universe. So, y'all, like I said, put in the comments who you believe is the worst. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.